Hey everyone, it's Mike.
And Ravin.
And we finally got our Zombicide White Death game.
Hooray!
And we're playing the tutorial preparing for battle.
Yeah.
It took a bit to get it, but it's worth it. All the miniatures are so far really well done.
Really nice. Really
detailed.
I
started painting up some of them too. Once we get to the first game, we'll try to get more painted, but a lot of detail. Out of all the CMON stuff we've painted, these are probably one of the more detailed ones.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it after you said that. We've painted a lot of CMON
Yeah, and these ones have a lot. We'll show them more. It was pictures and when we get into the game. But this one, there's some of the rules aren't in this one, like the wall and the guards and other stuff won't come up when we play the full game, but the tutorial will just show us some of the basics and some of the new rules.
Okay.
And we'll go through some of them as we hit them in the game instead of explaining them all at the start. More if we got into 2.0, so lots of the rules are the same from that, and we didn't do any of the fantasy ones, but like the Necromancers and stuff, but we'll go through those when they show up. Right now, those are corruption zones. Those are the clouds. So when necromancers come, those can spread. The Defiler Necromancer, which is over there, can spread corruption in his spawn zone. And it goes towards the beacon. And if any of those hit the beacon, we will lose the game. If corruption zones are basically a dead zone, anything in that zone is inactive. So if it goes over to the objective or buildings, you can't search in that building and all those objectives are gone. So that's bad too.
Okay.
So that's one, I think, design flaw in this one. If the Necromancer starts there and we don't search that zone quick, the game's automatically done. So we got to go rushing at that.
Yeah.
Everybody has, like normal, blue skills in this one. So Oregon has shove. The guard skill will come up in when we play the second game when there's actually guards on the board. They're non-player characters that you can actually tell to do stuff, which is pretty cool. So you have another team that does stuff for you to help you out too.
Yeah.
And those are over there. And we got the all-in, so we'll start playing some of those guys too. All the expansion and other stuff and some of the characters. So in this mission, you put equipment cards in the building zone for each character. So there's 6 there and 6 there. And we have to search for those before we pick up the red objective, which was 5 AP. And then we finish the game. So we got to get all that, and then we're done. There's no exit in this one. We just got to collect stuff for the next battle. And then I'll go first. So Oregon's going to be the first player, and then we'll switch the tokens each time. So it's basically we're controlling 6 characters. I'll control 3, you control, and then we'll just go first player each guy after each turn.
Sounds good.
So Oregon will move forward 1. So that's the tiger. Yeah. Move forward another 1. Oh, sorry. I said into the building because I want to get that. Yeah. And I'm going to pick up that equipment for my third action. Everyone still has free actions to this. And it's jump, so that's a spell. So some characters, I think you have one of the spellcasters are better at doing spells. Mm-hmm. But what this one is once per turn, the targeted survivor may immediately perform 1 free action to do the jump skill.
Nice.
Cool. So that will go into my inventory. So this one, you have a spot there on your body that every character has a different one. So he can put a shield there. He can put a katana, crossbow for that one, or it's for body armor too, so you can put there. And then you have 5 spots for your backpack, and then your left and right hand, and everything else is similar to what we know too. And in this too, there's building zones and there's also ruin zones. So part of the building, but they're decrepit types, and you can't search in those zones. And it doesn't say it in the book, but the easiest way to know it is if there's snow on the ground, you can't search on it. It's part of the building, like here, it's a ruin, but you can't search there because there's no roof and decrepit kind of, right?
Makes sense.
And when the wall comes up in the other game, you can see through ruins all the way. But like in the other games, when you're in your building, you can only see into the first zone.
Right.
So yeah, Sook's going to go. He has a move called Freeze Melee. So how that works is if you attack in the zone you're in with a melee attack, you basically stun the zone. There's a freeze token that you can get, and then you put that down in the zone you attack. And then when that zone activates, it doesn't get this activation. Including runners too. So if there's runners there, they don't get their 2 activations.
Nice. Wasn't I forget if it was Holy Water or something like that did it in Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
But similar idea.
So he's going to do the same thing that Ogun did and going to go for 2 actions into the building.
2.
And then he's going to search for that equipment. Another spell, Healing. Once per turn, the targeted survivor removes 1 wound up to their starting total. Healing can't be used to resurrect a survivor. Cool. I didn't know those were there. And there's offensive spells and there's enchantments. So we got 2 enchantments, jump and healing. Enchantments, as long as you have line of sight and see them, you can cast it on them.
Okay.
Unless the rule changes that. So as long as you have line of sight, you can cast those on them.
Okay.
So Dragomir is going to go, and he's going to do the same thing that the other guys. Move 2. And he's going to search. Oh, he's got a torch. So there's no Molotovs in this like we're used to. You have to get a torch and Dragon Bile, and you combine them, and that's how you get basically Molotov in the other games. And you can throw it into the zone to do free damage and kill everything.
Fantastic.
So we got a torch. And I'll just put that in my backpack instead of my other hand. And we'll go over to your team. Okay, so you said you're going to go Janaya?
Yes. And her blue ability is that she can search 2 cards. So when I get over to search, I'm going to...
Search good. Nice.
Yeah. So she's the one with the yellow. So 1.
Oh, no, that's not the... I put the wrong marker on there. She's the one who's the purple. Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2... Sorry, 1, 2, and then I'm going to search. I'm going to search 2 cards. That's the first one. There's a crossbow.
Nice.
Put that there. Second one is salted meat.
So you can discard that to get free AP.
Nice.
Are you going to do that now at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get free AP.
So she's done. Next, I'm going to do Lorna. And Lorna's blue ability, one other than the guard stuff, is a 1 free move action.
Okay.
So I'm going to do her first one for free. Her second one to come in here with everybody. Sorry, her first one was free, and then her first non-free move was to come into the room.
And then you can search.
I don't know if I'm going to need to. I think there's only 1 card.
And then you can get for the objective, too, for your second.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do...
Because this one, specifically, it says you can use the search action more than once for this specific one. Normally, you can only search a building once.
All right. So she got Ice Storm.
And like the other games, the first one's your range, so that's 0 to 2.
Okay.
The second one is how many dice you get to roll. Another one was a 5, that's your to hit. And then the other one is your damage.
Cool.
And I think that's a special one that your spellcaster can put on their body spot too. So when you have spots in your body spot, you can use that as in your hand too. But you can't attack from your left, right, and body. You have to delegate which 2 you're going to use.
Ah, okay. That's
before
important.
you do it. Because you don't have free arms.
Right. So for her last thing, she's going to pick up the objective.
Nice. And that gives you 5 AP. And there's certain weapons like this, because you have a spear that the range is 1-1. So you can't attack in your zone because there's no 0 in it, but you can attack in the zone next to you because it's a ranged weapon, right?
Yeah, that's important.
And lots of these weapons don't make noise except spells and other stuff. You can also make noise on your turn too.
So last, I'm going to do Sarnai. Her blue ability is Spellcaster.
So that means you can do a free spell action for an action each turn.
Cool.
So you have 1, 2. Do you want to take one of the spells from one of my characters because you're the spellcaster?
Sure. Let me move in the room first.
Okay.
So 1, 2.
Okay. And then I have jump or healing. What do you think? Jump lets you move forward 2 spaces and skip the zone you jump over. So if you were here, you could jump technically into that one. And any this zone, you jump over top. But if you're in the zone with zombies like the other games, you can't jump out of the zone because it's still the movement restrictions are there.
Right.
But if you had jump, you could go here, basically.
Or maybe should she take, because it's goes in her body slot, should she take Ice Storm from Lorna?
Yeah, you can take Ice Storm too. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so she's going to... And you're going to put that on your body spot then?
Yes.
Cool. And that's our first turn.
Yes.
So like in the other games, we spawn from the first one, then the second, and we'll see what happens. So it's... Yeah, those ones. So where's the very first one? And we're still in the blue, so...
4 walkers.
Okay. So that would be a number 1, and we'll do the second one too.
Number 2.
Zombicide. So this comes up more when there's a wall and you can protect it, and we'll do that, how the rules work when we go into that game. But for this one, just spawn one walker in each corruption zone, and then zombies may perform a climb, because normally zombies can't climb the wall.
Right.
Certain ones can, because there is actually climber walkers in expansion. The abominations, some of them can. But all we have to do with this card is spawn a walker in each corruption zone.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll move on to Yasuk for the first player. So for my first action was Yasuk. He's going to be first player now. He's going to trade your character,
Janaya,
for the other Shaska weapon, because it has dual 2. So if you have one in each hand, you can dual wield it. And then if you have 2, it does 2 damage.
Cool.
So, and I'm going to give you the healing spell.
All right.
So now I have one in each hand. You can also do that if it was in your body spot too, because you're dual wielding if you decide to use those 2 weapons on your turn.
All right.
And I just used my other 2 actions to come out onto the street. So Dragomir came out, and I have one more action. I have a short bow, so it's 0 to 1, 1 dice, hits on free, 1 damage. So let's try to take out that zombie.
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay. That's okay. Oh, +1 die ranged, because his blue ability is +1 die ranged. So you would have 1 more dice.
Okay.
So let's roll that one.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, it's up to 3. Okay. So he's done. It's because he's not painted. Half painted, somewhat painted. So because we're doing the first player, we went a little, that's only tutorial. Oh, the step was your one, because you went, who did you go with first? We'll just fix it now.
Janaya.
And then who went second?
Lorna.
Okay.
And then...
Okay, so we'll switch it around. So put her on the... So that will be our order when we're doing first player?
Yeah.
Okay, so Janaya's going to go first?
Yes.
So you moved out twice with Janaya? What's it?
Yeah, Janaya.
Janaya? And you have a crossbow you're going to shoot. How many dice is that?
2.
Hits on...
4. And does 2 damage.
Nice.
Let's hope this one's a little better. Yep.
There you go. So we got that, and that gives you 1 AP.
So I'm going to do Lorna now. She's going to go here for her free move. Then here for her first action. Then she's going to search.
Okay.
She got Disintegrate.
Ooh. 0 to 1. So it's not just spells aren't super powerful. They're good, but they're not like OP if you have a spellcaster that just kills the whole board.
I was going to say, doesn't work like Disintegrate in other games.
Yeah. Okay. And you got 1 more action.
So she will go over here.
Nice. And like we said before, most weapons have the no bell symbol. That means it doesn't make noise. Same with the ranged weapons in this. It's a spell that have, the bell symbol. That means they make noise.
Yeah.
And like the other games, the body, not in this one because we don't have them, but the guards count as a noise token, so do the characters. So there's free noise in that zone right now.
Okay. So I'm going to activate Sarnai now. She is going to trade...
Ogun?
Ogun for jump.
Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. And then she has spellcaster, so you can cast a spell for free now. So it costs an action normally to do enchantment spells or offensive spells.
Mm-hmm.
So you could use jump right now for free to move Ogun out if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so jump makes me move 2 spots. So I'm just going to move into the building that Lorna searched in. So I'll use jump.
1, 2.
There, and that was free for you because you're a spellcaster.
Cool.
So you have 2 more actions.
I'm going to go with the group.
Okay. And now Ogun's last. Now that you jumped him in there, he's going to search in that zone for 1 action. Talk about nice. So if we mix that with Dragomir's Torch, we can throw it and it counts as a free damage attack in the zone next to us.
Nice.
So I'm just here as a group now. Now there's a zombie phase. Everyone, just like the other games, will do their actions and then we'll do spawning.
Okay.
If I remember correctly reading, zombies don't split in this game like the other game. They move towards the noisiest zone. Well, they go to where they can see first, then they go towards the noisiest zone, which is the quickest path to get there, and they don't split.
Okay.
So they'll go that way because they can, like us, I believe they can see into the first zone. So Lorna was the one they could see.
Yeah.
So they're going that way.
Okay.
And they'll do spawning. So from number 1.
1 extra activation all brutes, but we don't.
No one because we're in blue too.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And second, a zombie siege again. So a walker in each corruption zone.
Okay.
So Dragomir's first player. He's going to spend 1 action to trade for the Dragon Bile or the Torch. I forget which one. We already traded it, but now we have on Dragomir the Dragon Bile and the Torch, so you can use that as a ranged attack to do free damage in the zone next to you.
Awesome.
Killing the abominations. Because there's no weapon in this that does free damage, but there's skills that can push you to that.
Okay.
Or quest 2, I think. Okay. For his second action, I'm going to leave that one zombie. So he's going to move forward to there. Actually, who has a crossbow?
Janaya has a crossbow.
And is Janaya in that zone?
Yes.
So I'm going to actually stay in that zone and trade Janaya for the crossbow, and I'll give you the short bow because the crossbow I can put in my body slot.
Okay. Do you want me to put him back?
Yeah. So Janaya's body slot is horn bow, not short bow, so she can't put it there.
Right.
But I can put the crossbow in Dragomir's one. And for his last action, I'm going to shoot at that one zombie there.
Okay.
The crossbow gets 2 dice because he has +1 die range. He'll get 3 dice.
Cool.
So 3 dice hitting on a 4, 2 damage.
That's
You hit all of them. So that zombie's super dead. So you moved over for 1, and you're going to use 2 actions to shoot the bow you just got.
Yes, it's Janaya.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll 2 dice, and it hits on 3s. Got 1.
And you get 1 IP.
So I'm going to activate Lorna now. The first thing she's going to do is we're going to do the Disintegrate spell.
Okay, so that makes noise. So we have to put a noise token in her zone.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're casting the spell from. And it's 3 dice, hits on 5s. If you roll a 6, it does +1 damage. So
Yes.
it does 2. And spells you can use multiple times unless they say reload or one-time use. So this one you could use 3 times if you want to.
Cool.
Nothing.
Nope.
That's okay.
Boo.
And then you said you're going to try your lance too?
Yeah.
So you want to use your lance or the spell again?
Actually, let's use the spell again because it rolls more dice.
Okay. And hits on 5, so we'll try it one more time. Disintegrate. Yeah. Paid off. You got 2.
Yep.
So 2 are dead. They get disintegrated. So Lorna's our first player to get to yellow.
Yeah.
So, like other games, in yellow you get another action now. But now we'll get more spawns on the table. And we haven't got them yet, but we do have the daily zombies, the walkers, the runners and stuff. Once we get to yellow, that's how we'll add them in this game. We'll add that to the next spawn. But they're not painted yet. So in the full game, when we do that next time, we'll add those. Because I got the crazy raccoon guy that can... You roll a dice and they can randomly be a certain thing too.
Yeah, I think
so that might be the first daily we add.
I'm excited.
Okay. So you've done 2 things so far. You still have 2 more actions and your free move. So do you want to attack again?
Yes. I'm just debating about if I should try the lance.
Well, you still have 2 more actions. You can do Disintegrate, then the lance.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
Disintegrate again.
Yep. So 3 dice on 5s again.
You got 2. That paid off. Nice.
And one of them is a 6.
So that does 2 damage. So you super kill. It's like the other games. Just because you do 2 damage, one target takes 2. You don't do 2 damage and split it.
Right.
So you super killed him. Super disintegrated. So I got to check that too. I think if you cast a spell again, you do another noise. I forget if you can stack noise or it's the same one. Okay. I'll double check that. But we'll just put 2 there for now.
Okay.
And you have 1 more action and 1 free action.
So I think she's going to move over to where Janaya is. So Janaya's not by herself.
Sounds good.
I'm going to activate Sarnai now, and I'm going to cast Jump on Janaya.
So she can move over too?
Yes. So she's going to go 1.
Even though she's activated, though, next turn she'll be able to go in there and search twice?
Yes.
So that's going to help.
And then the next thing she's going to do, she's going to move 1, 2, and then she's going to cast... Let's try Ice Storm.
So 0 to 2, nice. 3 dice, 5s, 1 damage. Okay. And you're going to do that from your body slot, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then that means because you used Jump and Ice Storm, you couldn't use Power Blast that one.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
So that zombie's done. So Oregon's going to go, and he did his free moves to go over there. He also has blue ability Shove. It doesn't come up yet, but that's what his blue ability is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go with Yazuk. He hasn't got to do his freeze yet, but I'm going to move 2 over to where your spellcaster is. And I'm just going to sit there just in case you need protection too.
Okay.
I can trade with you for anything. No. Touch your spellcaster. I don't need any of your spells. Nope. I'm good. So that's everybody. First player token would go over to
Janaya?
Okay. And then there's no zombies on the board, so we'll do spawning. So from number 1. Brutes, first time. We are in yellow, so 2 brutes show up. And for the second, oh, there we go. First time Necromancer. So we're only playing with 1 Necromancer. Once we paint up more, we'll add more. If there's no Necromancer on the board, draw a Necromancer card, then spawn it. Even though it's a Defier Necromancer, that's how it plays if you're playing with more than 1.
Okay.
If there's already a Necromancer on the board, it gets an extra activation. So we're using the Defiler Necromancer because we haven't painted up other ones yet. So we'll put him on the board. So how the Defiler Necromancer works is you spawn with the Defiler spawn zone. So that's what that zone is. And Defiler does not move. Instead, the spawn zone it came from moves towards the beacon, creating corruption zones in its route too. So if we get another Necromancer card, the corruption would spread to this zone towards the beacon, and the number 2 spawn would go there too.
Ah, okay.
The Defiler spawn zone also acts as a spawner. The first time he comes out, it's activated too.
Okay.
So now we draw another spawn for that zone.
2 runners.
Okay. And when the Necromancer dies, he drops a special rare equipment, a vault item, which are the blue ones. When he dies, we'll pick that up.
Okay.
And the Defiler spawn zone disappears. The corruption where he moved to stays, and so does the spawn point. So now we're going to... And he doesn't move on his turn. He just spreads corruption forward. So we got to kill him fast.
Okay.
So now that he has his runners there is target priority for ranged attacks and spells in this one. Just like the other ones. Brutes, Abominations first. Walker. Then runners, then Necromancer. So if you hit that zone, you got to hit the runners first.
Okay.
And that's the zombie phase. So it's going to go back to us. And who's going first?
Janaya.
Okay.
So I'm activating Janaya. She moved into the room and use her, it's not really, it's kind of a double search ability.
You search and you get to search for 2 items.
Yes.
And then, because you can search multiple times in this one, you can search again. So you can search for 4 items.
Yes.
Okay, you want to pick up those 4?
First one's another crossbow.
Okay.
The second one's more dragon bile.
Okay.
Third one's a great axe. Cool. And fourth one's a great sword.
Cool. So you organize your inventory and figure out what you're going to put in your hands. So you arrange your inventory so you have your crossbow and your greatsword?
Yes.
And the rest in your backpack? Cool. So we can end this turn. So because we don't end it in trying to kill the Necromancer, do you want to bring Lorna back to try to get those guys?
Sure.
So she moves over for free. Now, do you want to use her Disintegrate or her Lance?
You are, and then target priority, we're going to do runners first, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll try the Disintegrate first.
Okay. And those noise tokens would be gone now too because they removed, but we'll move one over to the zone you're doing Disintegrated. Oh, 5s?
Yep.
You got one runner. Runners also have 1 hit point in this one too.
Cool.
Her second action, you're going to do it again?
Yes.
Necromancers also, unless they specifically say, also act as zombies, walkers, I believe, and they only have 1 hit point.
Okay. Good to know.
So you get the other runner and another noise token. And for your last action, do you want to try out the lance?
Yes.
Okay. So it's how does that one work?
1 dice hits on 3s.
Okay.
And it has a 1/1 thing in terms of the range. So
you can't hit in your zone. You have to hit 1 over. Okay.
Right. So let's see if we can pull this off. Hits on 3s. Hey.
Nice. So Lance is a Necromancer. So the Necromancer would remove. The Defiler zone would remove. Yeah. And then a vault item face down goes in that zone. We don't get to look at it. We'll see if we don't get it at the end of the game. We can see what it is.
Okay.
And you get it. And they don't, because we're not playing campaigns, you don't keep them on to the next zone or anything, unless you're doing house rules and stuff. Next game, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
A weird random question. Because there's corruption in that zone, can we...
You can go into the corruption zones. It doesn't, unless there's special rules that I haven't seen yet. You can go in there. It doesn't kill you or do damage or anything.
Okay.
It's just, It's a dead zone. So if it's in a building, it loses the ability to search. If it's on the battlement, people can walk through it.
Okay.
If it went onto the objective or whatever was there, it would kill the objective. Might end your mission too.
Okay.
And if it ever gets to the beacon, you lose.
Okay.
Okay. Who's next?
Sarnai, spellcaster.
Okay. Because I can win it on my turn. You could cast. How does jump read? Once per turn, the target survivor may immediately perform one free action to use a jump. So you could cast jump on Dragomir to jump him into the corruption zone to see what that vault item is, just to see it.
Sure.
Okay, so that would be your free spell casting spell.
Yep.
We'll cast jump. And let's see what this vault item is.
Wintergrad shoes.
Oh, so that comes in, I think that was in the Frozen Fortress thing. So it's actually a set. If you have a set, if you have all 4 pieces,
you get all your red skills.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy.
Cool.
Yeah, but this one is 1 free move action.
Nice.
Cool. And it can be used in your backpack too. So you can actually put them in your backpack.
Nice.
Cool, because it's not an actual armor set.
Cool.
Okay. And now you still have 3 more actions you can do. Are those brutes in front of us? Do you have a 2 damage spell?
No.
Okay, so we can't hurt those brutes. So do you want to move 2 over and then starts?
Sure.
Okay.
And she got a dagger.
+1 to the other equipped weapons. Nice. So Oregon's going to go. He's going to move 1 into the zone. Them. He's going to search for that item. Great axe.
Cool.
Put that in my backpack. And even if he doesn't, I'll bring Yazuk over on his turn. I have another action, but I'll just bring Yazuk into that building. Or who else? Oh, and I have a dragon. Okay. And he'll search for that objective. Getting him 5 AP. And that's the end of the mission. So, Abomination didn't come up. That's a con abomination.
Neat.
We haven't had him done up yet, but his ability, what's it say on the card too if he shows up?
The con abomination can move through battlement walkways.
So once we get into the next mission, so in the book, we'll do that next time. There's actually walkways that those markers are the guards too when they come up. Normal zombies can't go up onto the wall unless you get that seeds cards we got, and then they can climb up them and come up there. And he can just walk right over those walls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And same with corruption. If it went through the wall, then they can start going through. But that will be our next mission we play.
Neat.
So it's just a little interactive to the game. At least we got the Necromancer to show how that worked out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool so far. It's not as hard as the Dead or Alive first mission. That was pretty rough.
No, but it does have some interesting elements. I like the fact that they've incorporated the bits from the other Zombicide games that we played.
Yep.
To give it their own twist. And the models are really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super impressed. So, yay, CMON. And yeah, the aesthetic is cool. And a lot of the Kickstarter goals. I can't wait to start playing more and show off some of the big abominations. Holy cow.
Some of them are pretty cool. We'll show those in the next game, too.
Yeah.
If there's anyone you want to see painted up, too, just let us know. And we can play them, too. Because we do have the all-in. They're behind us now, but we have all of them.
Yeah. And, the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that we'll get into the expansion. Maybe we'll do that on a separate one. We'll start doing this campaign and go through the 10 missions with this and then do the Ninja Turtle one, too. There's Internal Empire, too, which is a little different, too.
Yeah.
And then just like the other games, we buy 2 core boxes, so the stretch goals. So one for playing first and then for the store, too. So if there's anyone you see that you like, you can check out our Etsy store, too, and get them. We've already sold some of the doubles of these already, but if there's certain ones, too, you can check those out.
Lots of cool animals, too, which is exciting. So thanks for coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.